Today we play the new promo Toucannon. I got a lot of requests for this card, and after trying it out, I'm pretty impressed. I really like the other Toucannon as well, but I think the promo one can be just as good if not better. The only bad thing about the Toucannons is that I can't play a deck with 4 copies of them, as they would pair amazingly together. Well, and the fact that Pikipek only has 50 HP, but we'll get to that later. With a bulky 140 HP stat, the new promo Toucannon deals 80 damage for 2 energy with a 50% chance of dealing 20 more damage by burning the opponent. To build a deck around the promo Toucannon, my rationale was quite simple. This Toucannon is pretty strong going second with Rare Candy, so if we pair it with another stage 2 that attacks for 1 energy, we will have solid openings whether we go first or second, and so we can also double dip with Rare Candy into either of the evolution lines in our deck. So after a short search, these were the top candidate pairings. One stood out to me as being more consistent and versatile than the others: Beedrill. By choosing Beedrill, we could not only start a match with the non-EX Beedrill going first for high offense, but we could also opt for Beedrill EX later to end the game as well. But even I admit, this deck had way too many Pokemon in it. Despite that, it still worked surprisingly well, but it was lacking consistency, even with Iono, and all 4 basics have only 50 HP, and ultimately, you could argue this was kind of a less optimized version of Meowscarada Beedrill, even if in my opinion it can be much better going first or if going against non-EX decks. It was then that I realized they were all of them deceived, where another stronger 1 energy attacker was made. I was so blinded by the one card to rule them all that I failed to see the perfect card has been in front of everyone this whole time. It was such a simple and obvious answer too: Skarmory. In today's deck, we trample over the meta with this deceptively and incredibly strong combo. You may argue this is a somewhat weaker Skarmory Solgaleo deck. I think it might actually be stronger. Despite Solgaleo being the name of the game during the first weeks of this expansion, it has fallen off considerably. Decks have adapted to it, and now if you are able to take out one Solgaleo, you are pretty much guaranteed to win every time. Toucannon might not be as bulky as Solgaleo, but it is still bulky enough to survive most hits, while hitting hard enough to threaten most Pokemon with 2 attacks. And by not running any X's, we naturally counter cards like Meowscarada and Oricorio, while still forcing our opponents to always go through 3 Pokemon. In any case, I also included a match using the Beedrill Toucannon deck at the end of the video if you're interested, as I got kind of attached to that deck as well. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave a like. I also take deck requests. Is there any card you want to see played in Ranked? Let me know in the comments and I'll build a deck around it. With that said, check these decks out in action for yourself and enjoy the games. Okay, going first. Skarmory, Research. It's not overall a bad hand. I don't think he has Kuzma already, but maybe he does. Let's see. Just these decks run a lot more things like Mars or Red Card than they do with Kuzma. Pikipek takes 1 ping here, which kind of protects the Skarmory. Let's go with this. I'm gonna keep the Pikipek maybe 1 more turn. Well, maybe more because of communication. So at this rate, Giratina will not be ready, because you'll be forced to start attacking with Darkrai. So maybe let's hope we don't draw. Let's hope we don't draw the communication, that we draw one of the Toucannons first. Or maybe Research into Skarmory and communication. Okay. That might actually help me a lot. There we go. That's all I needed. Just 1 Toucannon. Although to be honest, his Darkrai pretty much gets knocked out by just about anything. We do have a Cyrus as well. So he goes for a second Darkrai. Okay. But I think that's too late, isn't it? Oh, this is at 120. Just gonna go for it. Let him play a second leaf if he wants. Just gonna threaten to take out this one. Between the rare candy and the Skarmory, we can also threaten to take out Darkrai soon, the second Darkrai. Well, if he doesn't heal from the burn, he can kind of just retreat into anything. I don't want my Skarmory to take another 20 because it's very vulnerable to Cyrus after that. Yeah, now he finishes off with enabling Giratina. Okay, so it does heal from the burn. As much as I want the second Toucannon. Yeah, this got kind of tricky now. I could use all three, put my Toucannon at 160. Just try to buy some time for the Cyrus. So how many leaves would he run really? And even if he has two, would he already have it in hand? So actually, I like that. It's not super clean, but it might be good. Let's just do this. I hope he doesn't have a Guzma as well. Yeah, between the Poison Barb, the Darkrai Ping, and Giratina's attack, we still go down. And we already used the X-Speed, so ideally I would finish it off with Skarmory. That's not really possible. Oh, so he does have the Guzma, that's massive value. Still have one Rocky Helmet, which could be key for taking out the Darkrai with the Cyrus. Let's just do this. Take this out. Giratina comes in. Giratina attacks. Goes to 130. We deal at least 80. It goes down to 50. If it burns, it goes down to 30. And then we need the Rocky Helmet. So yeah, maybe the Giant Cape was too greedy. I think it could kind of make sense if he had the Leaf. Could kind of easily take out the Toucannon. Cyrus. Excellent. Just in time. We needed either the Cyrus or the Rocky Helmet. Cool. Okay, this seems pretty good. Just gonna play as many cards as I can. Try to reduce the impact of a red card. Maybe keeping the second Skarmory. Okay, so actually I'm just gonna keep the second Pikipek for now. And at this point, I am gonna put the Rocky Helmet rather than the Giant Cape. So yeah, this Charmander can't really attack now. We deal 50 damage to it. If he doesn't get Charizard very soon, this would be really bad news for him. Yeah, Charizard deals 150, which means Toucannon with a giant cape actually survives that. On one hand, I don't really want to play the giant cape already because of Guzma. But on the other hand, I kind of really want to, but I'll kind of hold off that temptation just a little bit, trying to see what I get next. Red cards, it's not super bad, we just lose one card and we potentially get a better hand. Okay, so we didn't get the Charizard. He goes for the Turtonator. A Kiawe would be kind of annoying here. Okay, so he does have the Guzma, which actually is not too terrible for us. So let's just put the second cape, or the second tool, and we just do this. I still have a Trumbeak, so which is why I didn't communicate in Rare Candy right now. But also because my Toucannon isn't ready anyway. Like, next turn I will probably use the communication and get my Toucannon, or try to. Although with Charizard it's actually a bit of an issue now. But he still needs to stoke, which gives me one more turn to try to get the second cape. Okay, let's go for it. Let's try to get the Toucannon here. Knock this Turtonator out. And we fail. You know what? Maybe it's not too bad, because this Turtonator can't retreat anyway. So we get a guaranteed 1 point here. I can retreat to the second Skarmory, because at least that one can have a Rocky Helmet, which will deal 20 to the Charizard, and then we deal 50 with the other one. Although, yeah, the Charizard isn't ready to attack anyway. But let's see, at this point we have 2 Toucannons. What else? A Cyrus. And the second Pikipek. So actually second Pikipek and the Toucannons would be pretty amazing. And the research as well. But yeah, the guy is planning to just go straight for a Charizard with Steam Artillery instead of using Stoke. So I think this is the best we can do. We only deal 20. Still have a giant cape as well. So really want to research into like a giant cape and a Pikipek, and then top deck the second Toucannon. That would be perfect. Okay. That like considerably worsens our chances here. Sabrina would actually win us the game here, but that's alright. Okay, giant cape. That's perfect top deck. Yeah, do we burn him? Because that would be neat for countering a potion or a giant cape of his own. Although it isn't quite enough for Lily or even Pokemon Center Lady. But it can't one-shot the Toucannon. I think we might have a chance here. If we burn him again, it's game over. Even if we don't, Like, it can't really attack anymore. And now top decking the second Toucannon would be insane. Okay, Pikipek going second, 2 researchers, which hopefully can get us the Rocky, not the Rocky helmet, the rare candy, and the Toucannon. Riolu isn't a threat right now, even if he gets the Lucario for the one in the back. What is a threat is if he gets the Rampardos with the next speed right now. I'm gonna put a giant cape just to get out of range of a Rampardos with a Lucario boost. Right, we go up to 160 and Rampardos would deal 150 in that case. Although, yeah, if he attacks with his Riolu, like sure, we still get in range of that Rampardos Lucario. This is why I kind of hope that it doesn't get those cards. And actually, I'm just gonna X-Speed here. Finish it off with the Skarmory, keeping the energy for the Toucannon. If Rampardo comes, it just kind of gets knocked out. I'm actually gonna play the second Skarmory just in case he has Sabrina as well. And because we don't necessarily need communication immediately, this board might already be enough to win the game. Let's see. Because if Rampardo comes, it takes 70 from Rocky Helmet plus 50 self-damage, which means Toucannon finishes it off. In any case, yeah, even Marshadow isn't ready. So I think he might have done a mistake with that energy on the Riolu. I guess he wanted to kind of counter the Giant Cape in a way, but that was quite greedy. So yeah, now we just do this. Not gonna play the Rocky Helmet yet. Yeah, this is fine. And now they are both in range of Toucannon. Easy. Okay, going first with Beedrill. This is not a bad hand. It's a dark. So yeah, with Darkrai this can be devastating for him as long as we get the rare candy. Oh my god. Has so much potential now. Okay. Just gonna use all of the cards. I don't think that needs a cape. I'm gonna give it to the Pikipek. Maybe to the second Weedle would have been better. So that if I did want a second non-EX Beedrill, it would survive a hit from Giratina. Let's see, I guess it's less... it's more inconspicuous to put it on the Pikipek, because he might think I can't do anything with the Weedles. But yeah, now this is just gonna be too much damage. Oh, and he puts it on the Giratina? Okay, he puts it on both. That's not a bad opener from him at all. But I'm afraid ours is even better. Second research, and that's amazing as well. Iono with Toucannon is also not bad. Let's just go straight for this one, start dealing 90. With Trumbeak or the second rare candy, we can get the Pikipek online as well very soon. Worst case scenario, we can use Iono to try to search for something else if we're cornered. But I don't see why he continues putting energy on Darkrai. Unless he retreats. Okay. He loses 2 energy. I guess with the Rocky Helmet, it just kind of wants to wear us down. So if we don't get the Toucannon online, we can still go for the Beedrill. Because yeah, he'll use Broken Space Bellow and starts powering up the second Darkrai. That's pretty fine. Now we discard 1 Psychic Energy from Giratina. That's really bad for him. I'm also going to evolve the Pikipek. Let's go with this. At this point, Iono is pretty much useless. This is fine. And with Cyrus in the bottom 6 cards, it should be extremely tough for him. He can play Cyrus of his own to get a Beedrill. That's not really enough considering he can't attack yet. And this Beedrill still survives a hit. Might just retreat this Giratina. Okay, no, it does go for the Cyrus, which means our Beedrill is even slightly healthier. Yeah, what can he really do now? So no more Beedrills for us, but we can still build another Toucannon. Not that it would matter too much. If he has another Cyrus, he just needs to take out this Beedrill EX, but now we drew our own Cyrus. We finish off this Giratina. Yeah, now Darkrai can't finish us off. His best bet is playing Mars now. He does go for the Mars. We try to retreat into Toucannon and hope he doesn't have a second Cyrus. Or even second Sabrina. Or, I mean a first Sabrina, but we would need the Pikipek to counter the Sabrina. We do have another Pokeball and a Pikipek in the bottom 5, right? Okay. That's almost enough. So we just retreat and Cyrus, and that's game. Pretty good opener from both sides. Burn. Alright, GG. So this deck is pretty good. It's actually probably one of the best decks in my channel so far, because generally speaking, we want to focus on fun off-meta decks. And this is kinda almost meta. I think the best comparison is with Skarmory Solgaleo, but the fact that Toucannon still survives a hit from most meta attacks out there, just like Solgaleo, but isn't as vulnerable to Cyrus as Solgaleo is, makes a huge difference. It doesn't really hit as hard either, but it potentially can hit for 100 instead of 120, which is generally good enough to pretty much 2-tap most Pokemon out there. If I were to take out a card from this deck, it would probably be the X-Speed. Feel free to take out the X-Speed with just about anything you want. A Mars, a Guzma, a Lily. They're all pretty decent options. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave a like. We post fun off-meta decks here on the channel regularly. If that's your thing, consider subscribing as well. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.